This valley type affair is called the Madrid corridor, which I suppose is kind of fitting because it's not really a valley, although it kind of is, although the hills on this side aren't particularly tall. On the other, there are real mountains. I've been enjoying today's ride, but it's ridiculously noisy. If it isn't the wind, it's jets, and if it's not jets, it's trucks, and if it's not trucks, it's traffic. I'm going to try to go to some more relaxed and peaceful places, but even so, there's no escaping wind noise. I suppose I could slow down, but where's the fun in that? I'm still learning about this new 48 volt, 20 amp battery and what it can do for the bike. And what I've learned so far is in rough conditions with headwinds and hill climbs, I get about 7 kilometers per 1 volt consumed. Now I've been on other rides where I measured 1 volt for 10 kilometers. Now that's really great. Now, when this battery's charged, it reads at 54 volts. It should be 54.6, but it reads at 54. At 40 volts, it's pretty much going to quit working. That gives us 14 volts to play with, and at 7 kilometers per volt, that would be 98 kilometers, which is longer than most of my rides. In fact, I think the longest ride I've taken on this bike so far has just been a bit over 80. There's a bike coming up. Want to make sure to give him plenty of space because I don't know where he is in the road. There he is. So anyway, I can get, at worst case scenario, 98 kilometers. That's plenty good. With the old 15 amp 48 volt battery, I could get over 60, 65 kilometers and have a little bit of juice left over, and I felt pretty good about that. But it wouldn't be enough to go to Guadalajara and do some of the rides I like doing, especially on the hilly bits where I'm going to be consuming more battery. Naturally, at 10 kilometers per volt, that would put me at 140 kilometers, but it's very unlikely I'll ever do a ride that long, and it's even more unlikely that I would find a day that has ideal conditions, little headwinds, and no hills. That just doesn't happen. So I'll split the difference and say about 120 kilometers might be a good mean average, although I still have more to learn about this battery. There are so many factors that affect an e-bike, and it ranges from tire pressure, headwind, the type of the bike, how much pedaling I actually do, elevations that I climb, the angles of ascent, all these things impact it, not to mention temperature. The list goes on. If it affects a battery, it'll affect how far your e-bike can go. And naturally, ideal conditions, well, they don't really exist. Maybe in the spring and in the fall, you'll find a few ideal perfect temperature days with no wind on flat roads. But in general, it's going to be like this: windy, hot, and definitely going to be having some nice hill climbs. There are so many places yet to visit. With the extra battery power that this 20 amp battery offers me, I can do all the rides I want. A couple of rides are definitely out of cycling range, like Segovia, for example. But I'm thinking about putting this on the train, getting to Segovia, and then driving around the city and visiting the Roman aqueduct and that kind of thing. The question is, can I still get up there on a commuter train? I'm beginning to get the feeling that I can only take the AVI fast train, and they don't like e-bikes. In fact, they're not keen on bicycles, and they like e-bikes even less. So I need to study up on that. I looked at it very briefly a while ago, and the way AVI works is you have to disassemble the bike, put it into a bike carrier bag, and carry it on as luggage. And if that's the case, it's not going to happen. Well, I'm back to the road. This is taking me into ZULEMA, which is a beautiful downhill stretch going into Alcalá, and I'm going to record that. Stop recording.